All right, this is the top 25 alternative strategies in 2025 to grow your short-term vacational inventory that aren't postcards. So let's get started. My name is Brooke Fouts. I am founder and CEO of a company called Vintory and Comparent. Vintory, we are a sales and marketing platform that does one thing and one thing only. We help professional vacation rental managers grow their inventory. So we do that by providing data. We're the largest provider of data in the short-term vacation rental industry. We have more records than anybody else known short-term rentals. We also have marketing campaigns, so we can help launch email and postcards and many other marketing campaigns to help you grow your inventory. And we have lots of other tools and solutions out there to kind of help do that. We also launched a company called Comparent. Comparent is the largest marketplace of short-term rentals, vacation rental managers in the world. Over 6,000 companies listed on Comparent. We're getting between 5 and 7,000 unique homeowners per month that are going to that website looking for professional management. So if you are a short-term vacation rental manager, it's a great place to list your company. You can do it for free. Obviously, there are some upgrades and some things like that you can do to kind of more showcase your property management company, but you can get lots and lots and lots of leads on the free platform. In fact, our friend Stephen Kroback, Myrtle Beach Destinations, he has signed up 7 property owners on Comparent, and that was before he even had a paid subscription. So again, go to comparent.com and claim your listing. So a little bit of my background too. I cut my teeth 17 years ago in this industry. I launched a company called Vantage Resort Realty. Didn't know anything about vacation rentals, but ended up growing that company pretty fast. Grew from 0 to 500 properties in 5 years. Exited that company 2013. Went down to Orlando. I was chief business development officer of the largest management company in Orlando. And then for the last 6 years, I've been leading Vintory and Comparent. So I've written a couple books on the process. If you want any of these books from 0 to 500 properties in 5 years, or Vacation Rental Secrets, or the Ultimate Tech Stack Guide, just email me, brooke@vintory.com. Happy to send you one. There we go. So let's dive right into it. I'm going to be going really, really fast here. We got a lot to go over. So let's jump in. So number one, host a homeowner appreciation event. So why this works. This is, my good friend Tom Goodwin does this with Mount Laurel Chalets down in Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge. Every year he hosts a summit for all of his homeowners. And he brings in speakers. He brings in, it just kind of gives like a state of the union of what's going on. And many, many homeowners come to this. He's been doing this. I think his family has been doing this for over 40 years. It's just a great way to build bond and trust with your owners. And many of these owners will never leave his rental program because he's built such a great rapport with them. He like this is what very often what they'll end up doing is they'll bring other homeowners along with them in their neighborhood, and then those homeowners see what the kind of the bond and the camaraderie that they've built, and they end up signing up. So even though it is an appreciation event for his current homeowners, it actually does become a great source of signing up new homeowners. All right, number two, send out a local magazine subscription. I actually stole this one from a neighbor of mine. So I live out here in Baltimore, Maryland. My neighbor is a real estate agent. She sent us a subscription to Baltimore Magazine, and she paid, I think when I asked her, it was like less than $10 for a year subscription. Everyone in our neighborhood gets one of these from her. And every month I see it's from her. I know exactly it's from her. It says on the kind of the mailing instructions on the top of it, it just says, compliments of Tracy Phillips. And I just thought it was such a great way to generate leads, and for a very inexpensive way to do it. And every time I read that magazine, I'm thinking of her. So it's just a great, inexpensive way to do it. Offer a home watch service. So very often, some people don't want to rent out their house. Maybe they like to use it. Maybe they're afraid to rent it out. Maybe just they don't want to, but they do need somebody to watch over their home. So what they'll end up doing is they'll hire a home watch service. So if you don't have that kind of home watch service, maybe launch one. Because here's what's going to happen. Inevitably, lifestyle things change. Maybe their kids are in sports. Maybe they lost a job or something like that, or a significant amount of income, and they now are forced to have to rent out their home. And if you are the person that's actually doing their home watch service, if you're the company that's doing that and you've built good trust and rapport with them, you are going to be inevitably the first person they think of to ultimately start renting out their house. So again, launch that home watch service, and it'll be a kind of a loss leader for your and do it for very inexpensively, and that'll be a lead source for you in the future. All right, we just kind of talked about this before. Comparent. So again, I launched a company called Comparent a couple years ago. It is the largest directory, largest marketplace of professional vacation rental managers in the world. Over 6,000 companies are listed on here. And again, we're getting tons and tons of traffic directly to this website. This allows you to highlight your services. So people go to a market, they search, they can see all the key information that they need, the reviews, for whether it be from Google, whether it be from Airbnb, Verbo, or even homeowner reviews. You can see all their metrics. And here's a great list of your profile. You can put case studies of the properties that you do, and you can even highlight your management agreement if you want on there. And again, you can link directly to your property management page. This is a great lead source. And you see on this case right here, I mean, we're getting sometimes, 180, 190, 200 homeowner views per month directly from, from this site. So again, list on Comparent, it's absolutely free. All right, up next is host an off-season homeowner summit. So create kind of learning experience, talk about what it's like. Help, don't sell is one of my favorite mantras. So create where you can make it really easy for people, teach them all the lessons of how hard it actually is to manage a property, bring in guest speakers. You can do this virtually if you want, or you can do it in your market. I prefer, but again, launch a host off an off-season homeowner summit and just let homeowners kind of learn. Try to team it up with kind of a time when a lot of those homeowners might be in town for an off-season weekend, like there's some kind of events going on down there. This one, start a local Facebook group. I love this one. My good friends Ginger and Hunter Harrelson with Beach Ball Properties, they did this in Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. I think they have over 100,000 members in what's happening Orange Beach and what's happening Gulf Shores. It's a great way to generate it. And what ends up happening is they have a whole bunch of raving fans on that website. And inevitably, people are going to ask, hey, I need a management company. Who do you all recommend? And guess what? Their raving fans are always recommending Beach Ball. When they started Beach Ball, they grew to 200 properties under management until they hired Ventori. And I think they use this exclusively as their source to generate new leads. Up next, offer free family portraits. We used to do this at Vantage. This kind of is leveraging the rule of reciprocity from the book Influence. And I highly recommend this book, Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion by Dr. Cialdini, one of my favorite books of all time. I reread it every single year. And what this talks about is, so what we would do at Vantage is every Wednesday at, I think it was at 7 p.m., we would do photo shoots. And we kind of broke it down into 15-minute chunks, and it was like an assembly process. And we would then send letters. We would send emails to the homeowners and any kind of prospects we were dealing with, and would say, hey, if you're in town, because inevitably they're going to be in town one weekend or 1 week during the summer, and then we'd schedule and we do these free portraits for them, and then we would send them to them. And again, it was just a great way to build rapport, build that reciprocity. And inevitably, when they were ready to sign up at the end of the season, I've given them something of value, and then they had no problem when I reached out to them asking them to list their company in our rental program. So again, this is just one example. There's many other different examples you can do, but again, I just hired this photographer for 1 hour every week, and it was a great way to get new leads. All right, run personalized email campaigns. So I'm not talking about, and you need to do this, you need to run kind of the constant contact and the MailChimp kind of email campaigns to any kind of prospects that you have, your opt-in list, any homeowners that you've already spoken to and things like that, even your old owners. But what I'm talking about specifically here is cold email outreach. So this is totally different. Again, this is not constant contact or MailChimp. You want to use a service like Mailshake or Lemlist to run this, because you want to ensure that your emails are getting delivered. They're not getting blacklisted. So you got to have a list first. So go out there, get a really good list. Ventori, again, shameless plug. We have the largest database of vacation rental homeowners in the world. So go to us. We'll give you that list and then send these emails directly to these homeowners. But again, if you don't, there's definitely an art and a science to this. This is not, we're not talking about, we're talking about like direct response copy here. And this is a very light lift. You want to just send a very, very simple and short email. This is not like where you're building brand on this. This is where you want to say something to the effect of, hey, Jane, saw your house at 123 Water View Drive. We think this would actually be a great property in our rental program. Would it be okay if I sent you a rental projection? We found we're doing over 25% more than most of your neighbors in your neighborhood, something like that. Again, have somebody that really knows how to write direct response copy, do it, and send that directly to them. And then again, you want the light lift. Is it okay if I sent you a rental projection? And then you kind of opt in, then they've asked for it, then they've given permission, and then you go ahead and send that rental projection. So again, this is cold email outreach. Another one, kind of leveraging that rule of reciprocity, send high value gifts. So we like to really segment our targets into like an A, B, and C, and also a super A. So this would be like your super A kind of target you want to go after. And again, you can team up with a company. I learned this one from Jody Clear over at I Love Vacations, Mailbox Power. They can actually connect directly to your CRM. You can mail out anything. You can mail out logoed cookies. You can mail out gift back boxes, gift baskets, and things like that. But try to make it hyper personal. A lot of times people don't want just a whole bunch of your swag with your logos on it. They want it personalized for them. So I've seen worked really well, like custom luggage tags, with their initials on it, not your logo on it. But again, make it personal, and then send that directly to them with a handwritten note. And again, we're talking about this is like more of a sniper-like approach. Speaking of a sniper-like approach, I love this one. So go out there, grab some pictures of some of the top properties you want to add, run it through ChatGPT, and just say, hey, turn this into a watercolor picture. Within about a minute or so, you'll have this beautiful picture of that property in almost the style of a watercolor painting. You can then print it on a really nice parchment paper, a really nice kind of felt kind of paper. You can search for it on Amazon. You can buy it and then frame it and then mail it to them again with a handwritten note. And again, they'll have this in there. They will always remember it every time. Everyone loves their beach house. Everyone loves their vacation home at the mountains, wherever it happens to be. And got this sitting on their bookshelf at home. They're going to be a talking point. They'll see it every time they see it. They're going to be thinking of you. Do not put your logo on it. Do not do that. Maybe you can put a little handwritten note on the back of it with your kind of your name and phone number and things like that. But do not mess up the front side of this. This is a gift to them. And again, this is also leveraging that rule of reciprocity. And also, this will be a great memento. And the next time you reach out to them, they're going to think about you a little bit differently. I love this idea. So how do you get the contact information in here? So at Vintory, we launched a new service called Blue Box. Blue Box is completely game changing. It is a Chrome extension that allows you to instantly download the contact information for many of the properties you're finding on Airbnb and Vrbo and even Zillow. So this is a great way, where we were talking about before, where you can go ahead and get that mailing address for these. This is again more of that sniper-like approach. This is not the shotgun approach. This is going to be more what I call the hand-to-hand combat, where you want to cherry pick some of those super A targets like the gift boxes and the photos of their property, the watercolors. So again, you can go onto just go onto Airbnb. You put in as many filters as you want. You can go down to the number of bedrooms, if you want an ocean front or a golf front or a ski in, ski out with a hot tub, whatever criteria you want. And then instantly it'll show you with this little Chrome extension if we have the contact information available for them, and then you get it. You can email them, you can call them, you can send direct mail directly to them. Again, this is a great way to sign up new homeowners to get that target data you're looking for. All right, this one I stole from my friend Steve Schwab over at Casago. He calls it his Leads for Life program. So rather than just going to realtors and saying, gimme, 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 what you want to do is you want to provide value. So go out there, reach to a couple of your realtor friends or people in the community, take them to lunch, take them to coffee, and say, hey, here's what we're going to do. For every property you give me, I want you to think of that property as a lead magnet for you. Every single guest that walks through those doors is going to see your contact information. So when they get the confirmation on the email confirmation that they've made their booking, at the very bottom, it's going to say, hey, by the way, if you're interested in buying some real estate while you're in town, please call Jan at Keller Williams. When they get their key code instructions a couple days before, at the bottom, it says, hey, you want to look at real estate while you're in town? Reach out to Jan Doe at Keller Williams, and she can show you some properties while you're in town. When they're in the home, set up a little tent card with a map you've created or she's created of the list of the top properties that are currently on the market that we all think would make great vacation rentals. And so they can scan that QR code, go directly to that map. And again, that's going to be provided by Jan Doe at Keller Williams. And then when they get their checkout instructions, same kind of thing. Hey, would you like to come back here and actually own the real estate? We can show you how you can own this property, and the rentals will hopefully pay for themselves. Reach out to our friend over at Keller Williams. So again, then what will inevitably will happen is more and more properties will get referred back to her, because that's what she's looking for. She wants more referrals. And then ultimately what happens from there, she's going to give those properties back to you. So now she's got this farm system. She's got this lead magnet system built from your inventory. And you just have this great reciprocal business arrangement. And it's a great flywheel effect. All right, up next, number 13, list on Google Business and gather those reviews. You need to do more of a proactive response to this. This is reviews from homeowners. Get those reviews on there. It's amazing how well this does. There is Google will not publish this, but there is definitely a direct correlation with your SEO and how many reviews you start getting on Google Business. I've seen it firsthand. So again, encourage to get that out there. The SEO juice from this is immense. So go ahead and there get those. Well, it can be homeowners or guests to leave reviews on your Google review. Up next, I love this one, park branded vehicles in key areas. When I was down in Orlando, we would do this all the time. We had about tons and tons of logoed vans and trucks, and they were beautiful looking. If we ever had any kind of availability, we would park them in the driveways of the communities we wanted more inventory, the primary communities we were targeting. Because then what happened, it was, think about it, it was the biggest billboard you could actually possibly get in that market, sitting in those driveways. And the number one source we always had from new deals was, I see your trucks and vans everywhere. But if you want, don't have your maintenance people just sitting around in their office, have them going around, have them sitting in the properties and doing that preventative type maintenance. Have them go around and tightening the door handles, tightening the legs of the tables and the chairs and things like that. What are those preventative type things that they can do? And again, and while you've got this huge billboard, think about it. You could not set up a billboard in the community. You would get banned and kicked out of there really, really quickly. But guess what? You can park those vans and trucks in the driveways. And sometimes you can just leave them there. All right, up next, treat cleaners and maintenance teams like gold. So when I was at Vantage, we had a lot of outsourced cleaners and a lot of outsourced maintenance teams. I would treat them like gold. We'd always do a vendor appreciation party. And not only that, we'd invite them to like our holiday parties. And then every time they would come in, I would not just mail the check. I wanted to hand deliver that check directly to them. So when they would come in to pick up their check, I would literally just hold it in my office, and I want to go out there. I want to personally shake their hands. I want to personally thank them and let them know how important they were. You would not believe how many referrals we got from RBOs, rent by owners, from these independent cleaners and maintenance teams. I love this one too. Number 16, create microsites for specific communities. So what I learned, and if you don't know anything about Ocean City, it's a 9-mile sandbar filled with 20,000 condos. And there's hundreds and hundreds of condo buildings. But what we found is there was only about 5 or 6 buildings that we really wanted to own. We really wanted to get the majority of the market share in. So what did I do? I created a microsite for every one of those buildings and every one of those communities. It almost seemed like the official website for those communities. And I did this originally to get guests. It was great for SEO, and we did get guests from it. But what ended up happening, ultimately, it was a great source of getting new homeowners. Homeowners would go to that website and say, hey, I want to be listed on this site. And I would say the only way you can do that is because all these properties are professionally managed by Vantage Resort Realty. So again, it was a great site to do this. A lot of companies in Orlando have done this. Every time a new community launches up, there's a race to grab the domain for that building or for that community. Another great referral source is interior designers. Think about it. If someone's spending the money on interior designing, that means they just built a house or they just bought a house and they want to redecorate it. If they're spending money with interior designer, that means they're going to do it the right way. And we know how important interior design is. So again, partner up with those interior designers, and then it's a two-way reciprocal arrangement. So you're going to be sending referrals to them, but then obviously anyone that comes directly to them, they're going to be hopefully sending back to you. That's a great way to do it. And kind of right in those lines, number 18, work with local builders. I love on new construction because again, it's going to be a new house. Therefore, it's going to be newly designed. It's going to be in good working order most of the time. It's obviously going to have all new furnishings, and it's going to be a high rental usually. So work with those builders. I used to spend a lot of my times when I was down in Orlando and Captive Island, building relationships with builders. All right, I love this one too. Number 19, simplify local short-term regulations on your website. So one of the most searched terms is, vacation rental regulations in insert market. We have some partners that do this, and it is the number one page that gets most visited more than anything else. We actually, the laws and regulations in Nashville were so complex that most people didn't understand how it worked. So we actually even created an infographic and put it on. It was almost like a decision tree. And we put it on their website, and we would actually go out and hand this out to realtors. And it was a great way to get traffic. And again, if you're getting traffic and eyeballs of people that are interested in regulations, it's going to be a great way to drive traffic for new potential homeowners. All right, we're coming down the end here. Last 5. So number 20. Install Google Tag Manager on your property management landing page. Do this 100%. We know 85 to 95% of traffic that goes to your landing page, your property management landing page, which is designed to help convert that traffic, still doesn't fill out a form. So you want to do anything in your power to make sure you're tagging them and you're remarketing to them. So again, get Google Tag Manager so you can retarget them to them through Facebook, LinkedIn, all the other remarketing sources out there. Number 21, launch a podcast. position yourself as an authority and a leader in the space and a thought leader. Go ahead and launch a podcast, talk about all the pain points and what you want to do. If you don't know what to talk about, just talk about the pain points of your customers. Bring on your customers, people that look like them. So these would be the homeowners, and talk about the challenges and what they do to kind of optimize the rental income and optimize their property. Again, become that thought leader. All right, another one that I've heard a lot of success with is launching your services on Thumbtack. I've never done this personally, but I've heard lots of people that are actually getting leads on Thumbtack. Number 23, obviously, Airbnb has launched this new co-host program. So list on there, get on their co-host program, see if you can start getting property owners from that. And then hopefully eventually you can convert them over full-time to your management program. Number 24, leverage tools like AirDNA or Price Labs or Wheelhouse and find those underperforming homes, those low-rated homes, the properties that have a lot of occupancy, maybe getting low ADRs, and then leverage tools like Blue Box by Vintory to target directly to those homeowners and just let them know that you can do much, much better. And number 25, the last one here, hire Vintory fractional BD reps. So again, we've built the SEAL Team 6 of short-term vacation rental business development reps. We know historically these people will do 3, 4, 5x what everybody else will do. And yeah, go ahead and hire them and they will help convert those deals if you already have traffic coming into it. So that's it. Thank you all. I know this was super fast. That was the intention of it. If you do go to vintory.com/25 lessons bonus, you can get 600 free credits to Blue Box. You can get the recording of this webinar, the definitive guide to EOS, the key messaging building blocks worksheet, our smart management agreement template. This is the gold standard of all management agreements. All 3 of my books in digital version. If you want a physical copy, just email me, brooke@vintory.com. Happy to send it to you, and much, much more. And if you book a demo, you get a $50 gift card. And that is it. Thank y'all.